Hey everyone, how's everyone out there doing today? It's your boy Kasim here at Black Power Rise. You know, today I'm even excited, as I always say, I'm always excited because my books came. Not my books that I've written, but books that I've been looking forward to reading. You know, sometimes you might have to want to read, not have to, but you might even want to read. That's what I do and stuff. And sometimes it's basically what got me into writing. Besides, reading comics and stuff. And as I always say, um, put God first for the success that you want. For that true success that you want, put God first. But before we get started, please hit that like and subscribe button. And let me show you. This is one of the books right here. My man Stephen A. Smith's book called Straight Shooter. I know some of you all don't like him, but that's okay. I like what he be talking about. And can't wait to Shannon Sharp writes one. And if he does, he may have one out already. But the main book that I'm looking forward to reading is my man here, Anthony O'Neill. Take your seat at the table. Yeah, this is the study guide book that I have that I can't wait to get into. But here's the main book. Take your seat at the table. And it's a hardcover. And I can't remember the last time I bought a hardcover one. But anyway, when it is, I can't wait to get started reading. That's what I'm saying to you guys here at Black Power Rise. And it's good to look at other people's success at times. It may motivate you. And just like I'm hoping to inspire you on the success that you want out there, everyone. But as I always just said, as I just told you guys, put God first. Hey, so once again here, I want to welcome you all here to Black Power Rise, where I'm here to help you all try to motivate all of you watching this, because I want you all, including myself, to reach your fullest potential. But I also want to remind you all to put God first, because it says in the Bible, no one can serve two masters. So I don't care what it is. Well, I do care, as long as it's nothing legal. But what I'm saying is, for the success that you want and getting your hustle on the legal way, I want you all guys here watching this here at Black Power Rise, always remember to put God first. Don't ever forget about him, because he's not forgetting about you. So now that we're here, let's get into today's show, because I want to talk about you all putting God first towards your success and not forgetting about that. Another reason why I say put God first, because most people, and I'm sure most of you all do it, the moment you wake up, instead of praying, they go to their phone with just to see what's going on in social media. And forget to pray. They go to work, go to school, or whatever it is they do, and forget all about God. Well, I'm here to remind you all about him, because we're in a world with all of this technology, which is a good and bad thing. We can use it. Some kids don't even know about a library. And that's sad, but to each his own. Right here at Black Power Rise, I'm here to show you guys the reason why you should put God first. Because we're in a world where success is measured by wealth, popularity, or whatever else you want to call it. But I'm reminding you all about God, and I have no problem, as I said in my previous video, talking about him and letting him know, and letting all of you know about him. At the same time, I just want to open people's eyes, open all of you all watching this video here at Black Power Rise, and reminding you all to put him first for the success that you want. And don't ever forget about him. So, let's get started now. Remember, everyone, when you put God first, everything else falls into place. It's the same thing as when I would always tell you all to pray about it. Because once you pray about it, you ain't got to worry about it. Let's all look at Proverbs 3. I believe it was 3, 1 through 4. That's it. Proverbs chapter 3, 1 through 4. If you all have a chance, check it out. And now, I'm going to show you guys what God is talking about. It says here in Proverbs 3, 1 through 4. My son, do not forget my teaching, and may your heart observe my commandments. 2, because they will add many days and years of your life and peace to you. Do not let loyal love and faithfulness leave you. Tie them around your neck. Write them on the table of your heart. Then you will find favor and good insights in the eyes of God and man. I'll even read 5 for you guys. This is 3:5, everyone. Trust in Jehovah with all your heart and do not rely on your own understanding. Now, I'm going to read 6 and 7. I'm sorry, everyone, but I'm excited. In all ways, take notice of him, and he will make your path straight. Do not become wise in your eyes. Fear Jehovah and turn away from bad. It will be a healing to your body and refreshment for your bones. Honor Jehovah with your valuable things, with the fresh fruits of all your produce. Then storehouses will be completely filled, and your vats will overflow with new wine. My son, do not reject the discipline of Jehovah, and do not loathe his reproof. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. I know I said Proverbs 3, 1 through 4, but I just read to you guys Proverbs 3, 1 through 11. So, as I said, I'm always excited and always willing to help others. That's just who I am. So here at Black Power Rise, this is why I'm here to empower all of you, inspire you, and motivate you. And speaking of that, check out my new book that's coming soon. I'll have the link in the description. And the name of it is Success Happens When You Dare to Dream. And that's another one I'm excited about. Another one I'll let you guys know, even Proverbs 16:3, which I know by heart because it's talking about commitment. Commit your way to the Lord. So what I'm saying now to you guys, when you commit yourself and your discipline for that success that you want, for that goal that you want, you got to put God first. And you'll be comfortable doing it. Trust me, everyone. Success doesn't happen overnight. But putting God first towards your success can give you relief. At the same time, give you more confidence. At the same time, blessing. That's the main thing. You ask God to bless the success that you're going after. Even if it's for your children, even if it's for your family, even if it's for a loved one, a friend in the hospital, anything. Just ask and you shall receive. But as I said before, you got to work towards that success that you want. When it's a goal of yours, do not be afraid to open your heart up to him. And you got to put into action, meaning you got to put in that work towards the success that you want, everyone. Trust me, I know. This is my ninth book coming out. And I did not see this coming as a teenager. This wasn't even thought of for me. But these are the things that I'm talking about that God puts inside of you. When you're doing something that you love, no one can stop you whatsoever. When you doing everything right and know you have friends and family that's behind you, you're going to even want to achieve more success and more success. But again, got to put God first. Because I'll repeat it again, no one can serve two masters. And for you all, I even have my daughter's link in the description. You see this shirt here? It's a Bella's Creation shirt. And yeah, I designed it, but it's her talking to all the people out here. Even all the young females out here, or children, period. Reminding you all, you are not your ancestors. If you want to achieve great success, somebody's got to be that breaking point. Your grandparents, your great-grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, they went through hell to see that you have success. And I'm sure most of you all are not even aware of that. Because it's not talked about. You know, what Dr. King went through, what Malcolm X went through, even people like Huey Newton, what all these others, especially people like Thurgood Marshall. And I'm hearing these days, our new president, the 47th president, Donald Trump, is trying to close down schools. This is the type of stuff Thurgood Marshall fought for. So we can have an education. So you got to put God first and educate yourself when it comes to the Bible, when it comes to knowing the success that you want. You know you're going to want to do your research on it that you're trying to do, whatever it is you're trying to do, everyone. And always never forget what you're going for. Do not lose focus because other distractions happen. Things come up. As I always said, life happens. But you can't give up. I don't want you to give up because I'm not going to give up. You know, my method was always, even as a child, no excuses. Period. Same thing with my upcoming stage play. Mother Love Says Prayer Changes Things. No excuses. This year, it's going to happen. So at the same time, you all have to want to make it happen. But I say it again, it starts with God. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about. If you find yourself, because it's a new year, everyone. In January, we only have one more week of January. So I hope you all been putting in that work. I hope you all are locked in. And if you find yourself, struggling in the success that you want, ask yourself this. Am I putting God into this? Am I putting God first? Am I praying about it? Then ask yourself, am I really putting in that work about it? Because staying at home, watching Netflix, or coming home after long days of work, you may have your kids to feed, you may have your husband to feed, or your wife to feed, or basically family to take care of. I get all of that. But sometimes, you may want time for yourself. And that's fine. Even kids may want time for themselves. But it's not about just these devices all the time. That's something I'm teaching my daughter. So I'm talking from experience. So as I was saying, are you putting God first? You may ask yourself that. And then, am I applying what I've learned in the research that I found out? Or am I doing everything correctly? You have to look at everything. So, I want to say, let's explore. Let's do it together, y'all. Let's explore what I mean about putting God first. What I mean by putting God first is, one, prioritizing yourself in your prayers and every day. You know, when I was younger, I would just pray at nighttime. Yeah, back when I was in high school, yeah, I did that. And then go to church when I was in college, go to church on Sundays. And now that I'm older, through study and stuff, I'm excited even more. And because I've learned more. And now I'm able to share more, because in the past, I've kept it to myself. Just because I didn't feel like getting into arguments with people. You know, because everyone has their own beliefs. Everyone has different religion beliefs. And that's fine. But just know there's only one Jehovah. There's only one God. Because your relationship and your daily routines and trusting Him and trusting His blessings, it'll make you, trust me, it will make you be more relaxed. You'll be more confident in the goals that you want in life. And then there's nothing that can stop you for the success that you want. But again, as I always say, you got to put in that work. And don't be afraid to do it. So, I have a question for you all here watching this here at Black Power Rise. How do we put God's teaching into action and of what we learn? It goes by studying. You don't have to, but you should want to study and knowing what they mean so you can apply them to your everyday life. That's why I'm saying that. Don't be afraid, people, because putting God first can help you. The second thing I want to say to you guys is, how can I say it for you guys to really understand, is to put love and the faithfulness that you have with Jehovah. The second thing I want to say to you guys, that I want to say this so you guys really understand. Put love and faithfulness into the success that you want. Because when you have God in your life and you trust in the decision that you're making, as well as the blessing that He's given you, it can help you. And it will help you. The third thing that I want to say is trusting God's timing. You know, I had said before, it's always on God's time. It's not on our time. And I say it again, once you pray about it, you ain't got to worry about it. But you do have to put in that work. Because when you trust in God, like in Proverbs 16:3 said, you trust in the Lord and you have nothing to worry about, folks. This your boy Kasim here at Black Power Rise. And then next month is Black History Month. But you know, me and I'm sure there's a bunch of other people that celebrated every day of knowing what our ancestors went through, knowing what other folks out there went through for us to get to where we're at today, which we still have a long way to go. Then, for those that don't understand what I mean when I say put God first, it means surrendering your thoughts, surrendering control, and letting Him lead you. Because trust and believe, as I said before, when you pray about it, you don't have to worry about it. That's probably like the fourth or fifth time I done said that today. But that's here to remind you guys, when you pray to Him, it's a relief off you and let God handle it. When putting in that work with His blessings for that success that you want, everyone. You see these here designs that I did. Again, it took time. Again, it was work. Again, yeah, I prayed about it for the ideas and just to empower you all, to inspire everyone out there, because that's what I'm about. I'm about uplifting my people and letting my daughter know that she can achieve great things, letting my family know, letting the people, the young ones that know me out there, even older ones that's older than me, letting them all know you all can still be successful. Life ain't over. Every time you wake up, it's a chance to be successful. Every time you wake up, it's a chance to get closer to God. You have to make that decision. You have to rebuke Satan. You have to knock out those, how can I say, people that's not on your side. Because Satan, he comes in many forms. Don't forget that. Yeah, it may be his world, but no, this is God's kingdom. And when we're living in that paradise, whoo, you already know Satan ain't going to be nowhere around. So right now, while we're here on earth, we have a chance to be successful. Don't ever forget that, everyone. Another thing I want to share with you guys, for those that read your Bible, for those that do take the time, I'm sure many people watching this know about King Solomon and the wisdom over wealth that he created. Actually, not created, but he asked for. He asked for wisdom over wealth. And that's something God blessed him with. I'm not saying go out there and make the mistakes, but what I am saying, you can learn from him. I mean, I can say this, when he became king, when he became king, everyone, he was blessed with incredible responsibility. Things I don't even think he was ready for. Instead of asking for things and the riches and more wealth, he asked God for wisdom. Ain't that something, everyone? So you ask God for anything and you shall receive. But Solomon at that time, he was willing to put in the work for that wisdom that he wanted. And God blessed him with that. I'm going to check out Kings 3:9 for you guys and show y'all the proof for those that don't believe what I'm saying. All right, people, this is 1 Kings 3:9. I'm going to read to you guys. So grant your servant obedient heart to judge your people, to discern between God, good and bad. For who is able to judge this numerous people of yours? Again, everyone, this is 1 Kings 3:9. I'm going to read to you guys. So grant your servant an obedient heart to judge your people, to discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this numerous people of yours? I'm going to even read 3:10. It was so pleasing to Jehovah that Solomon had requested this. God then said to him, because you requested this, and you did not request for yourself long life or riches or the death of your enemies, but you requested understanding to hear juridical cases. I will do what you asked. I will give you wise and understanding heart, so that just as there has never been anyone like you before, there will never be anyone like you again. Furthermore, what you have not requested, I will give you both riches and glory, so that there will be no other king like you in your lifetime. And if you walk in my ways by keeping my regulations and my commandments, just as David your father walked, I will also give you a long life. Whoa! So now I'm going to read 1 Kings 3:15, everyone. When Solomon awoke, he realized that it had been a dream. Then he went to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of Jehovah and offered up burnt sacrifices and communion offerings and spread a feast for all his servants. But, so, what I had read to you guys was 1 Kings 3:9-15. You see the blessings that God gives us, everyone? Ask and you shall receive. But again, you have to put in the work to that success that you want. Because that's what God wants. At the same time, God reminded him to keep my commandments. Because as I said in the beginning of this video, no one can serve two masters. It's your boy Kasim here at Black Power Rise. Everyone, I'm hoping that you enjoyed this video. Everyone out there, I will have the description, even to my clothing line, the Black Power Creations. I will have in the description of my new upcoming novel, even my daughter's clothing line. Here at Black Power Rise, where I'm here to uplift all of you all. I'm hoping that I inspired all of you all. And remember, everyone, you put God first for the success that you want. It's your boy Kasim here at Black Power Rise. And I want you all to remember, when you put God's will instead of personal gain, he blesses you even more. Ain't that something? It's about aligning with God's purpose in your life. Remember that, everyone. Just please, as I said, put God first for the success that. Another one, before I get out of here, I want to share with you guys is Solomon's father, King Daniel. He was another one that put God first. And he learned. Everyone know who Daniel is. For those that's not aware about Daniel, in Daniel 6, if I'm not mistaken, he was in the lion's den. But I'm going to go to that, so I'm going to make sure that I'm right. At the same time, Daniel's another one who never lost his faithfulness in God. And remember, I don't want you guys to lose your faithfulness in the decisions that you make. Because the success that you want is for you. But always, again, put him first. And don't be afraid to pray. Don't be afraid to ask. As I said, it's our Father. You go to your real parents and ask them for things. Why not go to our Creator? There's nothing hard about that, everyone. You got time to get on all these devices, but ain't got a minute to pray? Nah. He ain't going for that. But you have to make the choice to come to him. And don't be afraid about it. So, here in Daniel 6, it seemed good to Diotrephes. So here in Daniel 6, I'm going to read this right quick. It seemed good to Darius to appoint 120 satraps over the whole kingdom. Over them, were three high officials, one of whom was Daniel, and the satraps would report to them, so that the king would not suffer loss. Now Daniel was distinguishing himself over the other high officials and the satraps, for there was an extraordinary spirit in him, and the king intended to elevate him over the entire kingdom. At that time, the high officials and the satraps were seeking to find some grounds for accusations against Daniel, respecting matters of state, but they could find no grounds for accusations or anything corrupt, for he was trustworthy, and no negligence or corruption could be found in him. These men then said, "We will find in this Daniel no grounds for accusations at all, unless we find it against him in the law of his God." So these high officials and satraps went in as a group to the king, and they said to him, "O King Darius, may you live on forever. All the royal official, perfect satraps, high royal officers, and governors have consulated together to establish a royal decree and to enforce a ban that for 30 days whoever makes a petition to any god or man except to you, O king, should be thrown into the lion's pit. Now, O king, may you establish the decree and sign it that it cannot be changed according to the law of Moses and the precepts, which cannot be annulled. So King Darius signed the decree and the ban. But as soon as Daniel knew that the decree had been signed, he went to his house, which had the windows of his roof chamber open towards Jerusalem. And 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed and offered praise before his God, as he had regular done prior to this. At that time those men burst in and found Daniel petitioning and pleading for favor before his God. So they approached the king and reminded him about the royal ban. Did you not sign a ban stating that for 30 days any man who makes a petition to any god or man except to you, O king, should be thrown into the lion's pit? The king replied, the matter is well established according to the law of Moses and the precepts, which cannot be annually. They immediately said to the king, Daniel, who is of the exiles of Judah, has paid no regard to you, O king, nor to the ban that you sign, but 3 times a day he said his praying. As soon as the king heard this, he was greatly distressed, and he tried to think of a way to rescue Daniel until the sun set. He made every effort to save him. Finally, those men went in as a group to the king, and they said to the king, take note, O king, that the law of the Medius and the Persians is that any ban or decree that the king established cannot be changed. So the king gave the order, and they brought Daniel and threw him into the pit of lions. The king said to Daniel, your God whom you are continually serving will rescue you. Then a stone was brought and placed over the entrance of the pit, and the king sealed it with the signet ring and with the signet ring of his nobles, so that nothing could be changed with regard to Daniel. The king then went to his palace. He passed the night. The king then went to his palace. He passed the night fasting and refused any entertainment, and he could not sleep. Finally, at the first light of dawn, the king got up and hurried to the lion's pit. As he got near the pit, he called out to Daniel, said with a sad voice. The king asked Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God whom you are continually serving been able to rescue you from the lions? Daniel immediately said to the king, O king, may you live on forever. May God send his angel and shut the mouth of the lions, and they have not harmed me. For I was found innocent before him, nor have I done anything wrong to you, O king. The king was overjoyed and commanded that Daniel be lifted up out of the pit. When Daniel was lifted up out of the pit, he was completely unharmed because he had trusted in his God. You see where I'm going with this, everyone? When you put trust in God. Let me finish reading this. The king then gave an order, and the men who had accused Daniel were brought, and they were thrown into the lion's pit, along with their sons and their wives. They had not reached the bottom of the pit before. The lions overpowered them and crushed all their bones. Then King Darius wrote to all the peoples, nations, and language groups dwelling throughout the earth, may you have abundance peace. I am issuing an order that in every domain of my kingdom, people are to tremble and fear before the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will never be destroyed, and his rulership is eternal. He rescues, saves, and performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on the earth. For he rescued Daniel from the paws of lions. So this Daniel prospered in the king of Darius and in the kingdom of Cyrus the Persian. So that was the whole entire chapter that I read for you guys in Daniel 6. In the beginning of Daniel 6, 1. So everyone, 1 through 28. So that's Daniel 6, 1 through 28. Talking about how strong your faith has to be for Jehovah. Because once you put your trust in God for that success that you want, you have confidence. You will have relief. You have belief. Most of all, everyone, you will feel empowered. It's your boy Kasim here at Black Power Rise, and I'm out.